I could, if you guys don't want to vote, I'll slide there.
Fantastic.
So make a motion to.
Hold on, I
Hold on.
gotta open the meeting.
Sorry. Okay, yep, all good.
All right, we're recording? Okay, great. I'll call this, meeting of the planning board of the Cold Spring to order. Would anyone like to add or modify agenda items?
No.
Great. All right, we have one, set of minutes to go through. Do you have a pen today, Hillary?
Do I have a pen?
No, so I do. I have a
Oh,
pen today.
okay.
I don't need one.
I'm prepared.
Here, wait, I have one for you, Jesse. 1 second.
Yeah, thanks.
I wasn't here. I was sick.
Three of us can do this without, Henry, right?
Yes, the three of us.
Yeah, I can open these.
I don't remember, we ask for location of receptacles, but also ask for lighting. Zero lighting.
Don't be great that.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right, I still lighting. You ask for anything else? Don't remember?
Don't believe so.
I wasn't here. I just,
No.
I looked at the YouTube video.
Jonathan, do you remember if we asked for anything besides, location of the trash?
Besides that and parking, I don't think so. Or really the square footage.
Oh, no, we decided
The phases?
there was no reasonable parking in the back, right? And we were
Yeah,
asking.
I just meant the square footage so we could do the calculation.
Oh, right, the basement, we needed the
Yeah.
basement, and the
I have
basement,
that for you.
right, okay. I'm gonna add that, basement. Plan.
Hey, Henry.
All right, I think with that amendment, with that added,
Did you want to mention something about just concentrating on phase one of this project? Do you think that's important to put in there?
Yeah, I think that's a good point too, actually, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
added that. Good.
Yeah, regarding the drainage, so my preference would be, and I believe it's code, I wanna check that, but that the roof runoff is contained on the property.
Are you making an amendment to the minutes?
The minutes, yeah.
So from what you're recalling what you said,
Correct.
okay, that, sorry, can you repeat what you said?
Just as my preference is that the roof runoff, you know, wastewater is contained on the property.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Henry, catching up, anything you would like to?
No, I'm,
Okay.
looks okay.
All right, someone to make a motion to adopt the minutes as amended.
I'll make a motion to adopt the minutes as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
We go. Okay, we can move on to the main event, public hearing, for 37 Main Street, change of use. Anyone would like to make a motion to open the hearing?
I'll make a motion to open the public meeting for the change of use, the property at 27 Main Street, Cold Spring Village.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Aye. All right. I'll read the notice into the record. Please take notice that the planning board of the Village of Cold Spring will hold a public hearing pursuant to 134-16.1B and 134-17, September 25th, 2025 at Village Hall, 85 Main Street, Cold Spring, New York. Planning board will consider the application by Brian Formey. Formey.
I tend to use Tormy. Either will be fine, but thank you.
The owner is Manitou Machine Works Inc., PO Box 630 Garrison, 10524. The subject property designated 48.12-1-91 on the tax map is at 37 Main, Cold Spring, New York, in the business district B1, as well as the village's source district. Applicant proposed a change of use from retail to food services, bakery. For site plan review and parking table of village law. All right, and the planning board will consider all verbal and or written statements from all persons interested in the proposed application in the various manners described above. The planning board will also consider such further relief as it finds necessary. All right, has a notice been timely published in the official newspaper?
Yeah.
The applicant provided proof of mailing. We have that here, in our package. Have you received it?
Affidavit of mailing, no, I don't think I sent that to you.
Do we get mailings out?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
The newspapers in the old days, and several of them.
You find.
Been printed. Don't know those.
That's okay.
We have the images, it should be on the screen shortly.
Okay.
Are you all? No, sorry.
Would you mind reading the addresses that are on there? Sorry.
For the first area, we have 3 Railroad Avenue, Railroad Avenue. Holloway Family LLC for 44 Main Street. 43 Main Street, Mr. James Ryan. 45 Main Street, Alexander Miller.
I'm just bringing up the map.
We've got 45 Main Street for the holidays and stuff. And we're paying the rent for 53 Main Street. Cold Spring Main Street properties 57.
Yeah.
Cold Spring Main Street, 1 Depot Square.
Okay.
8 Depot CS LLC, 6 Depot Square.
Okay.
These are Miller Barnes, 3 Railroad, I love that one.
So we're done?
Miller Barnes for 3 Railroad,
Pretty long.
8 Depot Square CS for 4 Railroad Avenue. 2 Depot Square LLC for 38 Main Street.
Okay.
40 Main CS LLC for 40 Main Street. 26 Main Holdings LLC for 26 Main Street. Tugboat 37 LLC for 48 Main Street.
Okay, so it's just the
Sorry, what was that?
I think that's just. one of the-
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Jesse, I was just talking off screen.
Okay.
Duncan George E. for 52 Main Street. Joseph Padilla for 12 Market Street. And that is all that. I
Sure.
have.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. And we have because there's no signage for this, right? This is no affidavit of signage. Or the affidavit of signage is the posting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we do have that.
But I did not send that to Brian, but I can do that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Have we received any public comment, either in writing or in person?
No.
I don't remember if we mentioned this last time, but I think this is a type 2 action under seeker. Not requiring additional environmental review. Right, I think that's a lot of the admin. Brian, would you like to take the floor and present the plan?
Sure. I'm more than I would love to. How I might seek the board's guidance there. I can't see the audience, so I might just seek guidance on how in depth would you like me to go in the interest of your time tonight.
Well, I think you can think of it as imagine last time didn't happen.
Okay.
And I think what we have asked is that you focus in on
Mhm.
the plans that are in scope for this body of work, the change that's facilitating the change of use. Yeah, I think if the board has additional questions, we'll bring them up.
Okay, great. Are you successfully seeing my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, great, wonderful. Well, I will dive into it.
Can you maximize that for the room?
Can
Let's see here. I think if you just, there you go. Yeah. All right, we're good.
we're good? Okay, great. Welcome to the old version of 37 Main Street. As an introduction, my name is Brian Tormey. I'm excited to be here with you all and look forward to walking through the proposal for this change of use. As an introduction, we are submitting our narrative for a change of use for 37 Main Street. The proposed change will permit retail use on the first floor and basement to house our beloved Angie's Baker Shop and Cafe, located just up Main Street. This proposal not only helps ensure the continued presence of a longstanding local business, but also activates a neglected property that has experienced a lot of trials and tribulations and deserves to be brought back to her former glory, and bring it into existence as a safe, welcoming, and vibrant cafe environment, which I believe will provide clear and lasting benefit to the village, the residents, and our visitors. I will note here that we have worked with the Cold Spring Historic District Review Board and received the necessary certificate of appropriateness for the exterior updates in the property that are contemplated by this change of use. Some rationale for the change of use. Move the camera a bit, sorry. First is activation of a long neglected property. The building at 37 Main Street has remained underutilized and deteriorated for well over a decade. Its current condition detracts from the charm and cohesiveness of Main Street. In conjunction with the installation of Angie's Bake Shop and Cafe, we are committing capital into renovation, code compliance, and aesthetic improvements, which help transform the property into a more active anchor location that enhances both the appearance and functionality of the village's central business district, especially as the property sort of sits at this hub intersection of the railroad station and Main Street and Scooping the Loop. It feels like an important place to put some energy and effort in revitalizing the property. Part two, a proven operator with deep roots in Cold Spring, Angie's Bake Shop and Cafe has been a mainstay. We all enjoy its delicious treats, and they've had great success there. They've been impressing both residents and attracting visitors. Their relocation to 37 Main Street represents a natural expansion that will allow their long-term presence in the village, while allowing them to serve more customers and an improved and larger facility. The business has already demonstrated financial sustainability, community support, and operational excellence. And I think hopefully those in the audience and in our community would all echo that sentiment. Next, if I go, okay. Next, in sort of our rationale for the change of use is in alignment with community and visitor needs. Cold Spring has experienced significant growth in foot traffic through tourism, rail access, and regional attractions. A bakery and cafe located at the lower gateway of Main Street will serve as a welcoming first stop for visitors arriving at the train station, while also offering a daily walkable amenity for residents. Unlike transient or speculative uses, which we had many tenants pursue us for this building related to, this cafe anchors community activity and provides a third space, not a home, not work, but a comfortable place to gather for community and socialization and a sense of interconnectedness in our wonderful village. And lastly, a safe and welcoming and accessible space. The renovation will prioritize safety, accessibility, and a warm atmosphere. In contrast to the building's current neglected state, the bakery will feature upgraded systems, improved lighting, interior and exterior, a family-friendly environment that projects the village's best image to first-time visitors and fosters pride among residents. The safety improvements of the property are especially important considering the adjacency to the train station and extended hours residents come and go along the walkway. As mentioned at a prior hearing, we put up in sort of a community engagement activity of a QR code to fill out a survey related to paint color selection as we were going through that process over the past so many months. And I sought stories and experiences and photographs of village residents as they submitted their, sort of paint color survey choices. And interestingly, got several responses that thanked myself and the other investors in the property for acquiring the property and bringing it back to active, engaged life, because they have a lot of fears and concerns as they get off the train late at night, coming along the sort of long pathway of the rail station with the sort of dark woods and a large abandoned, what is, you know, has historically sort of been a low use building sitting next to it. And so I got some sort of compelling and interesting stories from some village residents along the ways of how this is really a big emotional and anxiety relief for them to see this building brought back into sort of active use. Summarizing page 3, you know, we believe this also helps strengthen the village's economic and social fabric, increases pedestrian activity, especially down at that sort of full end near the underpassage way below the train tracks. And it strengthens connections between the riverfront, the train station, and Upper Main Street. It will encourage longer dwell times by visitors, benefiting nearby shops and businesses. It will offer a consistent year-round amenity that serves both residents and tourists, supporting our goal of balancing community cohesion with economic vitality. And it contributes to the village's downtown revitalization momentum, consistent with goals outlined in the village's planning and zoning initiatives. Move this over here. Okay, some further benefits to the village: revitalization of a key property, turning what has been a long blighted building into productive tax contributing and community serving space. Support for a local institution, ensuring the continued presence of a trusted community rooted business with a proven record of success. An economic multiplier, attracting visitors, stimulating spending at neighboring businesses, and reinforcing Main Street as a thriving retail corridor. Community anchor, providing a central gathering spot for residents, enhancing everyday life and social connection. And a gateway enhancement, really improving the visitor experience at a critical entrance to Main Street, creating a positive first impression of Cold Spring. I'll pause there for any questions. I do have all the sort of survey, you know, site plans, all that stuff I'm happy to walk through next, but I want to sort of pause at this point in the narrative and see if there are any questions. No? Seeing some shaking heads, keep rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, cool beans. Quickly, a site survey, you know, for familiarization. This is Main Street here. This is the loop that gets scooped. The Depot restaurant and space is down over on this side, and Upper Main Street goes this way. The property is located at the intersection of Lund Terrace and Main Street. The building sits here with a small, narrow driveway to the west and sort of a rear yard area, and then sits pretty close to the property line, both at the front and near the property line on the west side. East side. Okay, this is just a zoomed in case we need.
Do we have that?
Sure. Do you just want to stay on this page for a second?
That's it.
No, it's not.
No,
No, I think we don't have this one here
Not as a large format print. I
Okay.
think you have what is a further like a site plan, but not the site,
Yeah.
not the survey. This is the survey. I kept it in the presentation in case we need to reference measurements or something like that.
Abigail, do you
this
have
is-
of the survey?
I think I have an older version.
Of the survey?
should be the same. I haven't had it updated since
Oh, yeah,
I did it once.
Survey's not
Is
updated.
it- Oh, this is not 2025? Brian, is the survey 2025 this
Yeah.
year?
I think it was early this year.
Okay, I can take a look. Let's see. Yeah.
And I'm happy to, I've sent it by email, but I'm happy to send it if you'd like.
If you sent it,
I don't want to hold up the proceedings.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, this is a zoomed in version just in case our eyeballs need it if we need to reference it. Here's the proposed site plan with a location, as I think everyone here knows where it is, and sort of the larger overview site plan. We have updated the site plan to include the location for the garbage, as well as sort of, that was really the only addition asked for on the site plan.
Brian, have you sent this updated to Abigail yet?
Yes, I believe so. Well, I believe Gracie sent this. Gracie from Hudson Design. And these are screen captures, so these are a little bit zoomed in, but Hudson
Yeah.
Design sent sort of like the full thing with their, it's not a header or footer, but sort of all their like sidebars and things.
Okay. All right, I think when Abigail comes back, we'll see if she received it. When I last checked with her, she had not received any updated drawings. Do we happen to be CC'd on those or?
I don't think so. From my recollection, no. I don't think you, Jesse, or the board was CC'd on that from Gracie.
But were you, like?
Oh,
did
I
you-
was. Yes, I
you-
have it.
You have it and you saw that that Abigail was on that
Yes,
email.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Do you know when that happened?
It was not long after the last meeting.
Okay.
I'd have to
Um,
change out of this screen and go to my email, which would
That's
share my
okay.
email.
That's okay.
Um,
Abigail, so there was an updated site plan sent shortly after the last meeting. That Brian said you were on that email. So maybe you could well, and just check to verify that you had received it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
thank
Do
you.
still need to see this, or this is from 2005?
That's from 2005.
It's the only version that I have.
Okay. It sounds like, Brian, maybe you could also, if you say you had already sent the 2025 survey?
survey. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Abigail.
All right, well, Abigail's gonna dig around for some documents, but
Okay.
please continue.
Okay, you got it. Here are the proposed south and west elevation sides. Not significant changes here. As mentioned earlier in the presentation, HDRB has already reviewed and approved the, sort of what you see here, including the fixture and a handful of things. There are a few modifications to the plan that they adjusted, minor things which will show up on the next page. But essentially on the west and south sides, no major changes to the structure proposed. On the north and east sides, we will be replacing 2 windows here. And again, HDRB reviewed and approved. This drawing here doesn't show, but one of the things that they requested in the notes they just sent us was actually some specific mullions in the dividing lights of these windows. It was different from our plan, but we agreed with it. The other thing they asked for was that we will retain the 2 windows that are here in this location. I think you can see my cursor. Down on the bottom left side of the Lund Terrace side, those 2 windows will stay as they are and not be replaced with this new window here. So those are some outcomes from the HDRB approval process. Here is an interior first floor plan with a layout constituting the new bake shop and cafe with sort of the kitchen space and preparation space here towards the south side of the building, with sort of retail counter here and sort of space here, and a coffee bar latte space here, an ADA bathroom here, and then 2 bathrooms single use here. And then we did add, per the request from last time, a floor plan for the basement. And later, Jonathan, I'll get to this. We've got all the square footage measurements as well for you for calculation purposes. But this is
Perfect, thank you.
yeah, you got it. A proposed layout for the basement, featuring storage, some refrigeration and prep space in the basement. This is a lighting plan, sort of showcasing some of the fans, electrical lighting. I don't think that's of significant conversation here. And in conclusion, we are seeking the approval of the change of use from general business to retail use and food services at 37 Main Street for the specific use of Angie's Bake Shop and Cafe. We are excited about Angie's Bake Shop and Cafe. Not merely as a procedural adjustment, it is a strategic investment in Cold Spring's future. We believe it activates a long neglected property, supports business deeply woven into the village's fabric, and provides long-lasting benefits to residents, visitors, and the broader Main Street economy. We respectfully request that the planning board approve this change of use so that 37 Main Street can become a vibrant, welcoming bakery and cafe, an anchor that reflects the values and aspirations of the village of Cold Spring.
Great, thank you, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Abigail, I believe, while we were on Zoom, we got some public comment in the chat.
Oh,
If you could just, copy that so that we have it, that we can refer to it when we get to the public comment section.
Jesse, are you asking me to read that?
No, sorry.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's from Abigail.
Abigail.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And were we able to find any, those mailings? The plans being mailed, updated plan?
the updated, I'm not seeing, and is it directly from you, Brian?
No, it's
Yeah, I think it's
from
from Gracie.
Tracy.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm not seeing anything. I see something related to HDRB, not to the planning board for 37 Main Street.
Let's see here. Digging for it.
I have 4,000 emails in my queue, so
Sure.
I get it.
I'll reassure.
There's this property has had not only a few emails. It's and Abigail, I do apologize because it has been a lot of emails with a lot of things. A lot of things going on.
Are we going to read the chat or how does that work?
I'm gonna have Abigail read it to us
Okay.
when we get to that section. Sorry, the main reason why we're trying to run this to ground is I need to understand whether the board hasn't had access to this because of an administrative challenge or because we didn't successfully get it from the applicant. So it matters insofar as the public has had a chance to kind of actually digest the fullness of the plan. So that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, I can check again. Do you?
Brian, did you find?
I'm sort of looking through. There's a lot of emails, and I think just to clarify,
Yeah.
it's just the addition of the garbage area on the site plan. That's the
Well,
only thing we're looking for.
Well, there's two things we requested last time, which
Mhm.
was we needed the basement plan, the square footage, and the placement of the
Mhm.
garbage. Those were the things that were important for us to have.
Okay.
Do you have
Don't-
the subject of the email maybe, so I can just see if I'm
I'm
missing?
trying to find. I mean, most of her emails, they're all under the same subject, 37 Ray : 37 Main Street drawing updates. But there are a lot of them.
Well, while Abigail's doing that, I think does the board
Uh-huh.
have any questions for Brian?
I do. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be at the last meeting. Am I not seeing egress and ingress on these plans? 'Cause I know that Brian mentioned, oh, there's something up
Yeah, so-
coming from the basement.
Yeah, so Brian presented the interior,
Mhm.
interior layout, which has
It has that,
it has
but
that.
it's not.
And we had that last time, it's just not been printed out here.
All right.
They're
just-
keeping the door on the front that's on the left,
Mhm.
and that's the only door.
But
There's
there's,
a-
Uh,
The front,
the front,
there's
but
a
there's
door on the back.
something in the
They're not
back
going-
from the basement,
You're not gonna use
there,
duct doors as.
right, but go ahead, Brian, would you just explain to
Sure.
us? Thanks.
yeah, you got it. So there will be the door on the east side of the front side of the building facing Main Street. So that's sort of the door we all know on the front side of the building. There's
Mhm.
also a door on the rear that many people don't know is there, as a secondary means of egress. And then in the basement, there is also another access point, so you can go down into the basement, and from there comes up to the Bilco doors that are on the
Okay.
north side facing Main Street as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Couple of questions. Why did the historical board want you to keep those two windows in the back?
It was, it's an interesting actually discussion about sort of the goals of the Historic District Review Board. And while what I had proposed from a new Windows perspective was matching and creating uniformity and cohesion with sort of like the lights, the sizing, the location, these things. One of the board members, and sort of had an opinion and perspective, which I can understand and acquiesced to, which is that keeping some of the variety of windows creates intrigue and tells a little bit of the story of the history of the building, that it has had more than one chapter in its life, and that it isn't all uniform and square and symmetrical, but that it has some of these asymmetrical attributes to it.
Second question is, and I don't know anything about the capacities of things, but has there been any discussion with the fire department as to maximum number of people that can be inside, given that it's just a regular door on the front and a regular door on the back?
Not yet. That'll be, so once we are approved for change of use, hopefully tonight, we'll engage in those conversations and ensure that both doors have all means of ingress and egress meet with fire code.
Mm.
We've worked closely with Hudson Design. We believe that we've spec'd out that both the lighting, signage, ingress, egress requirements, but we will, consult just to ensure we've achieved that.
Brian, would you mind discussing, the lighting and the signage, the garbage and, the parking?
Sure. I might go back to the shared screen. That may help,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
if that's okay. Give me a second to hopefully successfully do that. Are you all seeing my screen again?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I am going to go to here. Okay. Let me just move this. So from a parking analysis perspective, the driveway, just to orient, Main Street is over here. The stairway that goes under the railroad tracks is sort of like right down here. And the front side of the building is here. At the driveway entry point, there's an overlap of the existing pedestrian staircase, sidewalk, and rail station access route. And sort of reviewing national standards, our conclusion is that it shouldn't be a major thoroughfare for regular customer use parking. Additionally, according to sort of, again, a few national standards, although there's the curb cut for the active retail customer use, such as a cafe, that's, one standard is sort of set up for employees or people familiar with the property, and there's another standard for people that are just coming to visit the property. For people coming to visit the property and use the facility, as in come buy some delicious baked treats, the minimum recommended curb cut width is 12 feet for a one-way, and a 20 feet for a two-way access. The curb cut is currently less than 12 feet. And so wouldn't meet that sort of standard while it meets it for employees and people familiar with the property, it doesn't meet it for people new to the property. Similarly, based on national standards, the minimum driveway length, and we did go sort of double check it. The surveyors, Beatty and Watson got everything right in their measurement. But the minimum distance for the driveway access of 12 feet for a one-way entrance or exit for customers. And this is, I think it's 9.9. And I think on this last one, on the last meeting, Jonathan, you pointed out, I think the village standard is 10 feet.
Yeah.
Right, there as well. And so at its widest point, it's 10.1 in 10.1 feet, and at its narrowest 9.9 feet. And so while we believe that the rear yard can be used in part for parking and sort of bringing and deliveries and things as needed, it would be not ideal and in fact probably unsafe use for customer traffic for parking purposes. I do have, I've done a whole set of measurements as well in terms of sort of creating the turn radius, but it's really the access point that at this property creates the pinch point that, from our perspective and opinion and proposal, creates an unsafe condition for regular customer use. And so our request is for referral for a parking waiver.
And do we end up with a final number for the total square footage, including the basement for the use?
I have the interior square footage numbers so that we can derive that. At the last meeting, there was some debate around what is the current calculation methodology for the village. And so I come with the beginning variables, or they're not variables, they're numbers in the calculation, and look for your guidance on the calculation itself.
Sorry, I'm not recalling ambiguity there. It's basically, I believe it's was it 3 per 1,000 square feet?
It's 6 per 1,000 actually.
6 per 1,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we had discussed what counted as a parking space, like what size you needed to officially consider it a parking space. But yeah, I think this calculation is pretty straightforward.
Yeah. What can you read off those, because we don't have it here, what the square footages are that you have?
The total for first floor and basement is 2,998.
2,998. So
Can we round up?
yeah,
18 spaces,
18. Yeah.
Yeah.
if I'm understanding it correctly.
So we need a waiver for all 18.
And is the second floor phase 2?
The second floor is has a different use. It's it's office, right? Is that right?
Office and residential existing.
And so it's grandfathered, since it doesn't change.
Yeah, it's not changed, or it's not part of this evaluation. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions about parking before we move on to some of the other details? I just want to make sure everyone here in the room and online has a chance to understand the exterior lighting in particular and the signage, just so people, those are things are going to be impacting people. And also, if you could speak to the hours of use that you're.
So hours of use. Wait, I don't have that right in front of me, but I've got it. Give me 1 second. I believe from memory, it was 7. Say again.
So you just cut out there for a second.
Oh, I said I'm pulling it up, but from memory, it was 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
No, wasn't it 6?
I know it was 7 a.m.
That would be great if you got wiggle room. My train comes in at 6:05 and it's always late.
I think there there was some funny conversation last time, and at the time I didn't have the you know, the proprietors of it, right? So the hours of operation are subject to the proprietor's choice. You know, I think they can chime in if they want to, if they are willing to extend the hours to meet for better train time convenience. I'm in full support as the building owner.
Not required for this board to make any
Okay.
make that clear.
Yeah, very good. So I
All right, so that's it. That's the hours of operation.
Lighting.
Lighting, if you could walk us through the lighting.
yeah. Yep.
Oh, how
let
many
me-
days a week?
I think all 7.
Also, 7 days a week?
We might start at 6 and then our hope is to get to 7.
Okay.
Cool.
Let me go back to for lighting. Let me go back. Am I sharing my screen again successfully?
Yes.
Okay. Here's a lighting. Are you referring to interior or exterior lighting?
Exterior primarily.
Exterior, got it.
I assume there'll be lighting inside.
There will be.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually gonna be one of these new, very experiential bakery cafes where you come in and you're both blindfolded and there are no lights. I say that all in jest. That is not meant for the record here. Okay, here, let me pull up the updated. So I have the plans here that I just want to pull them up, that are the exterior lighting that came from Abigail. Did that come from you or Todd? Who, I'm trying to remember who on HDRB.
We have it on 202.
Yeah, we have it.
We have, I mean, our drawings here do have exterior lighting on them.
The HDRB nixed 1 or 2. And so I was just going to try and pull that drawing up, but I can walk you through my drawing and I can verbalize.
Okay.
Let me go back to that. Okay. Well, let me try to be efficient on time here. Okay. So starting here on the north side facing Main Street, these lights here are this fixture here, which has met with HDRB approval. And so those lights will be added and installed there. You can also start to see here and over here the lighting that shows up along the side. The main change for HDRB was removing this light here. So this one would remain. Removing this light here, this would remain. And removing this light here, and this one would remain. So the sort of cutting it by half on the Lund Terrace or east side. Any questions on this side?
So you're saying that you still need to update the drawings for that?
I have them. I can pull them from my email. They're not in this PowerPoint because they just came through from HDRB. And then this side on the rear, these are all accurate. So these are the lights we sort of see along this side. So spaced between the windows here. And then here, and here. And again, this is the fixture. I will mention, as I sort of did my HDRB presentation, that we've chosen and planned for a lighting plan that conforms to dark sky guidelines. While that is not a community requirement or zoning preference, as someone who does a little bit of dabbling in astrophotography and just enjoys it and believes that birds should be able to migrate more readily and naturally. Well, I can't change what happens over at West Point. At least I can make my small dent here at 37 Main Street.
Signage?
Well, could I go back
Signage?
for 1 second for Lund Terrace, because that's the one I think that might face some residential there. What is the timing for these lights supposed to be on there? Are they gonna be on all night, or are they just gonna be during hours of operation?
Great question. The plan had been to allow for the exterior lighting to remain at least as currently planned, I'm open to, community feedback. So because it is very low ambient light, meeting with dark sky and sort of staying under a certain lumen level, the plan had been for that to remain on in the evening to create safety lighting around the exterior of the
Through the
building.
night though, or just to a certain time? What's I guess it's really up to the neighbors to wonder about it, but I'm just hoping
Yeah.
that there won't be any problem with somebody that's living right across the way if it's a full 24-hour.
The part of what we plan for is their full shielded light, so you don't see the light source itself in what fixture we've chosen. But I'm very open to both neighbor or community feedback if there's a preference as to limiting the hours, or board feedback as well.
There's no sidewalk. There's no sidewalk on that side, right?
There's not presently a sidewalk on leaving Main Street going up Lund Terrace. No, there's not.
Yeah, in there, the corner.
So it would be lights on a side yard that no one would be walking on.
We
It doesn't seem.
I want to follow, board member Jesse's advice and not get into anything related to phase 2 at this point, other than to maybe mention that there may be other things that we're planning to do that are reasons we would put this lighting in now.
And certainly it's a great safety feature for those walking to and from the train on that
Mhm.
path.
Well, this is on the other.
That's the thought.
Right, but what I'm saying, you've got lighting on both sides, right?
Essentially, a soft ambient lighting surrounds the whole footprint of the building, all with a downcast and, not,
Yes.
sort of seeing the bright source of the light, etc. Correct.
But there's no reason for anyone to walk over there. There's
On
no
the other
sidewalk.
side.
This is on
I
the
mean-
Lund Terrace side.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I mean,
I was
what I will.
thinking that I think it's all right if the lighting is all night. Especially on the other side, when people are walking late at night to and from the train.
Yeah, certainly on the train side, I think it makes sense. I think on the Lund Terrace side,
Yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah. yeah,
Again, I just want to think of the people that are across.
Yeah, no,
It's really up to them to voice their concern, but I think it is up to us as a
Well,
as
I
a
mean,
board
we're-
to protect them if there was
Yeah.
an issue overnight where they felt.
this falls under our, our purview to, and
Mhm.
like, it obviously, like, ideally, we would have neighbors here, voicing their opinion about this particular aspect of the design. But in lieu of that, I think we do have, part of our mandate is to think through that.
Yeah.
And
I'm just looking at the street view now, and it looks like the property on the other side of one doesn't have any windows other than like a small window in the attic, and maybe one
That's
in the
right.
basement.
okay, that's good context.
Yeah, and they have a tall fence in the surrounding the backyard too.
Thank you.
Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
no worries. Signage, yes, please, speak to signage.
So the proprietors are aware that they'll go through an HDRB process for specific signage approval, but they are looking forward to placing an approvable size sign, just referencing other projects, on the front side so this is the north side facing Main Street, to reference Angie's Bakery and Cafe.
Okay, so the placement has not yet been decided.
It hasn't been finalized. They'll seek and go through sort of the full HDRB approval process for exact signage design and placement. And they're
Okay.
familiar with that, having done that at their their current location, as well. I think and Angie, you're there if you want to speak up and share your sort of thoughts and opinion and plans on signage. I'm happy to turn the microphone over to you.
Yeah, no, we went through it at 116 Main in terms of size and relative to the window. We've already reached out actually to a village clerk to get the process started, and she looped us in with the HDRB. And currently we're thinking about over the double doors, but
Okay.
it's all subject to approval, and obviously sign and style. We want to
Yeah.
meet, any requirements that they have, but also, to suit the building.
Yeah.
We wanted to suit the building, and the history of the building, and, we're not gonna have like a flashing neon sign, obviously, it's gonna be something tasteful and something
Sure.
that reflects, this building has been a part of the community for years and years and years, and we
Yeah.
want the signage to reflect that.
I think we usually include a condition that, the signage has been approved, if appropriate by the HDRB, so we can make sure to include that in this.
Mhm.
Garbage? You walk us through where the garbage is sitting and how it's gonna be serviced?
Yep. I think. No, wait. Sorry. Sorry if this is flashing a lot at you. Okay. So the garbage, we've designed an enclosure that would sort of contain the garbage units back here, and they would. The current use is the garbage truck backs up down here. They'd be loaded into the garbage truck now, and or brought up to the large dump. I think there's still a question and consultation with the garbage company as to the type of garbage unit that will be used, whether what are they, sort of 4-foot cans versus the larger format commercial size. But yeah.
Okay, Abigail, any luck? No. Brian, I think, we can't seem to find reference of it, and I think just to get in this past discussion, it's clear, even if we had, maybe they wouldn't be as up to date as what came out of the HDRB, since that
Mhm.
didn't resolve until recently.
Mhm.
So we'll need to get the, the full set of updated plans, including the basement, the garbage, the updated lighting. As soon as you can send it over.
Okay, I'll make sure you get those tomorrow.
All right,
I just wanted to see if there's any, Brian, did you do any work on thinking through, just the drains and the stormwater?
Stormwater.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have not brought up and referenced it here as part of sort of phase one, but we do hope and plan for, as part of a future phase, to address the downhill stormwater potential from sort of the main street downhill coming towards the river. I will mention that we currently don't, all water on the premises, on the property, currently drains on the property, and that is still the plan for both this phase and the next phase. Our hope and plan in the next phase is solely to add a buffer in to possibly catch and divert water coming in mass, especially downhill.
Okay, right.
Jesse, I'm trying to honor the not talking about future things while
Thanks.
still answering Ben's question.
Yeah,
So nothing substantial now.
Correct.
Okay, right.
yeah.
One other question, time and action, plan as to when everything is, what's your time and action?
Oh, we are rip roaring and ready and eager to go. We are waiting. We've done HDRB. We're waiting for obviously change of use. We are currently waiting we filed our interior work and exterior work permits. Those I believe are waiting on this public hearing and approval of change of use.
Okay, very good.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to, open the meeting to public comment.
I'll make a motion to open the meeting to public comment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Floor is open. Let's take people in the room. Actually, just because we got the written statement, let's take the written statement first.
I think it's from Teresa Lagman.
Lagerman, I think.
Lagman, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I need to sign off. I would like to send a comment on behalf of the Cold Spring Chamber of Commerce, where I serve as a board member. The chamber is delighted to see this project move forward in such a thoughtful way, and we believe the change of use is a good thing for Main Street and our community as a whole. This project and the change of use proposed have our full support. We can't wait to see Angie's open their new doors in the coming months.
And Teresa's at 8 Stone Street.
Thank you. Wow.
Okay, great. We will open the floor to the room. Just as a quick reminder, so when you give comment, please state your name and your address. All comments, questions should be addressed to the board, not the applicant. And we may decide to ask the applicant for clarification on your behalf. But you know, otherwise the board isn't required to answer any questions you might have. We're just trying to facilitate. So great, I'll open the floor. Would someone like to go first? Please.
Judith Rose, 7 Marion Avenue. I've been walking by that building for a couple decades, and I am so delighted that it's going to have a lively use. And I love Angie's Bakery, so I'm really happy they're going to be expanding and have more room for people to sit inside.
Thank you. Anyone else? Comments? No? Ken, online, would you like to make any public comment with respect to this application? Okay. Well, let us know.
You're muted, by the way, just in case.
All right, so we've made our way through the public comment as it stands. Unfortunately, I think we're in a little bit of a rough spot in terms of, I think, you know, the board.
Do you have to make the motion?
No, for a reason I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because the public has not had a chance to really interrogate the final plans, because they haven't been submitted for the village. I'm gonna have to keep the public hearing open for until next time. And we'll reopen it, and hopefully we'll be able to get through it the rest of the way. Please send over all the updated final plans so that we can consider that in full. I think you know, we'll kind of hold off on the board's final discussion about the application until next time. So I think suggest we keep the public hearing open for now, but we do need to schedule the continuation of the public hearing. For the record, there's no additional work the applicant needs to do. It will remain open. We'll meet back and then we'll try to get through it. So there's no additional notifications, and we don't have to post anything. It's just, it remains open from what it is right now.
October 9th?
Let's see. Yes, this October 9th is the next time.
That's most likely a problem for me.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Oh, I would be.
You won't be here. I will not be able to be here in person. I'll be in Boston, unfortunately.
That seems like 3 hours.
Yeah, I think we're unfortunately.
Yeah, someone will have to here.
That puts us to October 23rd. If I can make.
So if I could just chime in, It's really up to the board's discretion. I think the most legally prudent thing to do would be to leave the public hearing open, since the public hasn't really had a chance to look at the plans, and really the board members haven't either. But in light of the fact that we haven't really received any public comment other than a couple of voices in favor, and the fact that Brian went through a presentation tonight, if the board feels in light of that that there's really nothing much more to consider, you probably could close the public hearing tonight, but that's up to you.
I'd be fine with that.
I would be in favor of that.
Yeah, and I think on top of that too, the changes that the applicant was asked to make since the last meeting were really more technical in nature than substantial. I think the plan has pretty much remained the same, so if the board's comfortable, I think you could move ahead tonight.
Okay, I don't have an issue with it, but I just have a comment that I think that some of this definitely could have been avoided if we had someone from Hudson Design here to speak to and show the board some of these changes.
Yeah.
So it's a little frustrating for me in that respect, though I don't think it's necessary with this project because like you said, they are things that went over and Brian's done that in detail, but I do think in the future, if for Brian, since you had a few of these before, I think it is helpful to have someone from the design just so they would have the pieces ready to go in case we had questions.
Can I add on to that?
Yes.
Yeah, and this is super constructive comment, like I want to be very positive about it, but it's I think the lesson that I took away is that when emailing, and Abigail is CC'd onto emails, maybe they could change the subject heading for a significant email, like here is
This one.
plan number
Yeah.
3, this is plan number 4.
Yeah.
Not necessarily every time, but when it's something that really has to grab Abigail's attention, because it's otherwise, she's being, her email must be an absolute blizzard. So
I want to make it clear, I don't think we have any evidence that Abigail missed an email, though.
no, I don't
Yeah.
think you did. It's but it just be in terms of just email.
A good point. Yep.
Super constructive. So
Yeah, and then on that point as well, I mean, if for some reason something was missed, it would be easy if someone just was here and say, here it is, right, in
Yeah.
person, you get a lot easier for us. So, yeah, those are my comments.
I mean, we can make a motion if we have quorum, or if we have majority vote on it. I'm happy to follow along. I think I will say that I think I generally agree that in this case, the nature of the change is relatively small. There are a number of changes, and the whole purpose of the public hearing is for the public to understand what is being proposed, and so they can react to it. And it's an additional leap for us to have to make a judgment on behalf of the public about what is relevant for them. And I don't like doing it. And it is really important to me that this is not a precedent that this board is willing to indulge on a long-term basis.
agree.
So I'm willing to accept to close the public hearing on this particular one, but I want to make that really clear that it's not a, it's really easy to look at it as like just an administrative detail, and it's just not. It's like really is about, like, the whole function of this board is to make sure that the public is represented well, and that they're informed about what changes are happening. And if we're not doing that, then we're not really, our purpose doesn't exist.
Well, let's,
Can I answer that as well?
Yeah.
Just that I think if I heard one piece of dissension on this project, I'd be voting against closing the public hearing. So I'm agreeing with Jesse, but because people are clearly in favor, and we are dealing with like nuances here, I'm happy to vote for it. But I just I think it's really important that we don't set a precedent. Like, yep, we're happy to close public hearing when we don't have a final set of plans.
but then we set the conditions.
Well, we still set the conditions, that's true, but, you know, then it's still on us to make, we're making a call, what we believe is, the relevant information, and that's a step, removed from the public being able to engage, so. Would someone like to make a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
37 Main Street.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll say aye. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah.
So one question, how
Yeah.
long, these drawings have been available, right? These copies?
Yes,
These have, okay, so it's the differential from this to the
Yeah.
final?
Yeah.
Okay,
And I think a good piece is that we were able, it was on YouTube, a previous meeting, and it was
Yeah.
all walked through. There were a few
Yeah.
things that were to be changed, and I think the
Mhm.
public would have had a chance to hear some of those ones that we asked for the change, and then there hasn't been any comment on that. So
yeah,
think that
and,
that's-
yeah,
reiterates that it didn't seem to be.
okay. Board comment on the project.
I'll go for, I mean, other than the comments that I have with the Hudson design, I do think that it is a positive for, the community. And I'm glad that you're Angie, that you're gonna be the proprietor of this project, because we know that you're a very good addition to Main Street here, so it'd be very nice to have. Overall, I think that the biggest thing, other than you moving down there, is the use of that space. And that's really looks like an anchor space for the community. So I'm glad that, Brian has that in mind, and I think it was well thought out, and, I'm happy to back the project. My comments?
yeah, I mean, no one has objected to the elephant in the room, which is the converting it to some place that's going to be making food. And, they got plenty of room for garbage in the back there. They're not trying to squeeze any cars in there. I don't think the lighting on the east side is necessary. There's no sidewalk. People have been walking up on Terrace on that other sidewalk without incident. So I don't think the lighting is necessary. For me, I'm willing to let them be human and have, dropped the ball on a small part of it. And to me, the big thing is the whole, change of use, and, I think it's close enough.
So I'm just gonna reiterate what I said at the last meeting, and that is, it's just a sort of a disclaimer, full disclosure, that one of the minor investors in this project is a friend of mine, which is not gonna influence my impartiality in any way. I think I asked some pretty tough questions last time, and we'll continue to do so. With that said, I think it's a really exciting project. I'm really glad that this is happening, and that that there's a significant capital investment into this project, and I agree with some of the comments that I think you run a fantastic business. I'm thrilled that you're going to be setting up there. My preference, only because I'm a drainage nerd, is that I'll just point out that we saw the photos from July 9th, 2023, and what the wastewater looked like exactly at that point in the village. I'd prefer to see the wastewater containment happen on the property now. That's not going to stop me from supporting it, but it's just, they're my thoughts, that it's going to get really wet down there. So I think the next time we have a major storm, I think that you've come up with a great plan, and I think it's also smart the way you're phasing it too. I think that's strategically smart. So
Thank you.
Well, I like to say, I think it's such a great improvement for that space, because that building's been an eyesore for quite a long time. So I think one of the reasons why I thought it was a good idea to move forward is because I think I can't imagine anybody in the village not being in favor of this. And you really, I appreciate the thought that went into it, what you could do with it, what you couldn't do with it. And of course, congratulations to Angie, that you guys have done so well that you can expand. Not a lot of businesses today are able to do that. So congratulations. I think that's fantastic. And I think with everyone else was agreeing that it's a good move. It's also nice to see that there's going to be some movement, some lighting down there that you know, gives people a sense of safety, a sense of, hey, something's going on in Cold Spring. It's going to give some life down there. So I really appreciate that as a villager, as a Springer. So thank you for contributing, everybody.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm similar sentiment to everyone. I think, the, you know, that building has so long been a really kind of, incongruent welcome to people, when they come into the village from the train. If you haven't been here and you manage to not try to go to the other side of the train tracks when you get off, you get dumped out in front of this derelict building, and you're like, where have I arrived? How quickly can I get to the hiking trails? And so I think, you know, there's an outsized impact here. Like it's not just that we're adding a big, you know, we're giving a bigger space to a local business, and we're filling a previously unoccupied space. All good things, but the location of this in particular it's on a unique place of impact in terms of how the village is experienced by new people and by people who have returned and have to remember to look past that building to see the rest of Main Street. So I'm super excited about it generally, and you know, I appreciate Brian, the care that you put into considering the village and thinking from a community perspective. I think like it's something that it's the way I like to think, and I want more people to think that way. And I think so I want to recognize that. I think that's really important and really valuable to the village. I hope you do it with more buildings as well, and bring that same care to those projects as well.
Well, thank you.
A thing that is not covered here, though, I know that you are thinking in future phases addressing, you know, we're doing substantial reno work on a building. I always like to see ADA compliant if possible when doing that reno work. I know that's something you have planned in the future. It's obviously not part of this approval, but I'll use this forum to publicly encourage you to follow through on that. And
Yep. Very eager to.
Great. I think that is what I have on my side. Folks feel like we have something we have relative.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
No, I think it's close enough. I write programs with bugs.
Yeah, I think we have, right now we've got the 3 conditions, which are the standard paying the escrow consultant fees to the village, approval from the historic review board for the exterior signage, and obtaining, I think we said 18 parking space waivers from the village board.
Yeah. Yep. And then the fourth condition that I would add is just submission of the plans consistent with what was presented tonight.
Okay,
Oh, that's good.
okay. Yeah, someone like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion, that the board approves the plan for this next, for phase one of 37 Main Street, Cold Spring, contingent on escrow fees being paid to the village, that historic signage, is, approved, designed and approved, per the discussion this evening, that, an application is made for 18 parking waivers, and that plans are submitted consistent with what was discussed this evening and presented.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, and does someone maybe want to make a separate motion just to authorize Jesse to refer the applicant to the village board for the parking waivers?
Make a motion that Jesse should,
Refer,
refer the applicant to the village board for the 18 parking waivers.
I will second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Will do.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, that's the work.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you to the board, Jonathan, Abigail, especially for all the support, as well as Mayor Foley and the other village trustees who I feel like I've gotten a lot of insights into goals of the village from. A huge shout out to Ross Reek and Ken and Angie and the Hudson Design team as well. So I appreciate all the accolades for the planning effort. I just want to make sure I'm also sharing them where they're very aptly due. So thank you all.
Thank you, Brian.
Absolutely. Good luck with the project.
Safe travel.
Thank you. Thank you as well. Have a great night, everyone.
Take care.
You're all dismissed.
Thank you. Guys, get home safely.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Richard, you came all the way here and didn't say.
But I was smiling as I said,
You're like, read my mind.
You're kind of dangerous. Yeah, I like that.
Question, did the village board approve the last parking waivers?
I was checking on the agenda to see if it was even on that. I'm not quite sure. I can double check tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Let's,
Depot Square.
we're Depot Square, yeah. I sent it a couple weeks ago now, so,
You did.
yeah. Okay, so wanna make a motion to adjourn?
Go ahead. Make the
Okay.
motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
I second it. Yep.
Thanks, Jonathan.
You got it. See everyone next time.
Thank you.
Take care.
So should the next two meetings, I want to be here.